on the set in 3, 2, 1, going live.
All right, we're going live. We're it.
Okay.
Hey, everybody.
Are we live? Don't leave.
We're doing it.
Dude, don't leave. You're coming up here.
HB Unplugged. I'm Mel Craig.
And I'm Don Ramsey.
Hey, hold on there. I'm Mel Craig.
Don Ramsey.
And welcome to another episode of HB Unplugged. Don, can you believe it? Our first episode. I mean, here we are live in Huntington Beach at one of the most prestigious, when it comes to surfing contests. Look at where we're sitting right now with Duke. Let's introduce our first guest, Duke Aipa. We're at the U.S.
Aipa.
We're at the U.S. Open of Surfing.
Aloha.
And the Surfing Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
event.
So, hey Don, why don't you really quick highlight what happened this morning so far?
So we did the big induction right across the street. We inducted 6 of the top people in the industry of surfing. And we're going to get some of them up here to talk to us.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
But that was a big event put on by Jack Surfboards, and I'm on the board of directors for that. And so is Duke Aipa actually on the board of directors with us.
Hence the color, the shirts. Shirts.
The event was so big that who showed up?
Yeah.
Who showed up?
Oh, yeah, Kelly Slater showed up.
Yeah.
So
the GOAT.
hopefully we'll be able to get him on when he comes by.
We got to get the GOAT on here. That's
But right now we got Duke Aipa.
Yeah, Duke Aipa.
Someone get the GOAT.
Yeah. Hey, so Duke, what does the Open mean to you?
Wow. Well, I mean, it's the proving ground, number one. I mean, Huntington Beach. My dad always used to say, if you can surf Huntington Beach, you can surf anywhere in the world.
That's true.
So, I mean, anyone that's competing in this contest is basically proven that they are worthy of competing worldwide, in my opinion.
The only thing we need is what?
Waves.
Some waves.
We do need waves.
Yeah, Don brought some waves with him, just one. So.
Yeah.
I remember when this was the OP Pro, man.
Yeah.
That's how far back I go.
Yeah, that's cool. So, when it comes to the U.S. Open, it's not just about surfing. Here, this is a big event. This is one of Huntington's top 10 biggest events.
It's a big one, man. And I heard that they were doing motocross on the beach.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the first 2 days they had, it was insane, actually. Brought my grandson down here. It was, I didn't realize that they were going to jump as high as they did. And they did it.
It was nuts.
Wham, bam, bam.
Doing flips and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, motorcycle, doing flips and everything.
Yeah.
So what they do down on the beach, everybody who's watching this show, is that, they turn Huntington Beach on the south side of the pier into like a little community. I mean, it's got retail stores, it's got vendors.
Festival.
Yeah, it's a total, the bleachers are there, the VIP tent's there, and the who's who of surfing is here in Huntington Beach right now for this surfing contest.
One of them is Duke Aipa.
Yeah.
No, I'm just bystander.
Yeah. Aipa Surfboards.
Yeah.
His heritage in the surfing community goes back decades.
And we're still going.
Yeah.
and still going.
No stopping.
Well, so here's the cool story with Duke this year is he's joined forces. This is big time for the Aipa family. You joined forces with your brother.
Yeah, man. Me and my brother have always kind of done our own thing. And universally, some things happened to where it made sense for us both to do things together, come aligned, and just continue perpetuating the life and work of our father.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
and,
cool.
and it's a stronger message when you have your brother with you shoulder to shoulder. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I bet your dad's looking down and you going, that's what I want to see.
100%, man.
Yeah.
Plus, there's only one Matt Boiolos.
Yeah.
But there's 2 Aipas now.
Oh, yeah.
Watch out.
That's trouble in the community for sure. So is your brother a shaper?
He is a shaper. He's a brilliant designer. And it's interesting because our personalities are so polar opposite. He's like the quiet scientist, and I'm like the loud, boisterous maniac.
Yeah.
And it shines through in our shapes and our designs. Like his designs are more refined, and mine are more radical.
Oh, yeah. So he's the more classic, and you're the more intense.
He's not necessarily classic. He's very forward-thinking. He does some extremely unreal modern shapes, but it's just easier for me to say it's just more refined, more cleaner. Like where his concaves are less pronounced, mine are more pronounced.
Oh, okay. All right. So is there a lot of synergy between what your dad did and you guys? Are you guys carrying some of that over?
100%. We actually like to think of what we're doing as modern vintage. The term modern vintage has been around forever for clothes, for cars, for furniture. But no one in the surf industry has really claimed modern vintage. Why?
Oh, wow.
Because no one really can.
Great marketing.
Yeah, 100%. So like we can authentically go back and pull out designs from 1960 and recreate them in a modern way, and it's an authentic modern vintage experience.
Oh, that's awesome. One last question. How big is the U.S. Open when you talk on global terminology, global lines? How big is the U.S. Open?
Oh, it's huge. This is the contest that everyone wants to be in.
Oh, wow. Unreal.
And if you don't, you're nuts.
Yeah, we've been sitting with Duke Aipa and Aipa Surfboards. And where's your wife, by the way?
Oh, she's actually coming down. She was on some late Zoom meetings trying to make some business happen.
Oh, yeah, cool.
I mean, she's on the back end making sure that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, and we're, making money.
When we had Duke on this past year, we had him on the show inside the studio, and his wife joined him.
Val,
and what's cool about Val, she runs the back end of the business. I asked him a question: what role does she play? And your answer was, what role doesn't she play?
Dude,
that's right.
If I need him to do anything, I call her. I don't call him.
Yeah, she's like an agent.
Then,
she's not just a worker. She's like your agent.
Then she reaches out to him, gets him focused, because he'll answer her phone calls, and then she'll say, "You need to call Don Ramsey," and then he calls.
You know who I can really compare her to? Sharon Osbourne.
Oh, wow.
She's my rock. She makes sure that when I'm not on point, that I get to being on point.
Wow.
Because sometimes it takes a lot to to be a personality and talk to people and be like all shakas and rainbows.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm a little down or whatever, and she just pumps me up. So she's my Sharon Osbourne. So God bless Ozzy.
Oh, hey, so what he's saying, he's the Prince of Darkness.
Oh, I'm the Prince of Sunshine.
All right, Duke, thanks for joining us, man. This is going to be awesome. We got a lot of people to bring on. This is
all right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think I see Kelly Slater.
Yeah, let's get him over here. Now we've got Mayor Pat Burns, Mayor of Huntington Beach.
The mayor of
Hello.
official mayor of Huntington.
Yeah, he actually wanted to sing a song. We said, no singing a song. Yeah.
Nah.
He can do that. You can do that in your shower. So we got Mayor Pat Burns. Pat, so you were up there on the stage kind of
stoked.
chatting a little bit. And
Yeah. Had a good idea, didn't I?
Yeah.
If there was no waves, it was going to get me, PT, Garfall, and a bunch of other...
Eat a bunch of food and jump in and create some swells.
Yeah, create some sets for the contest.
Yeah, until Kelly Slater showed up and it kind of put a bummer on everything.
But we had to we'd only be able to do one guy at a time, because otherwise we already had one tsunami this week.
Yeah. I didn't see it. I know my neighbors inland were calling me, asking me if I was going to be their neighbor.
I washed up.
The tsunami take my house up to their house.
We're washed up, but a different way.
Well, let's talk about the U.S. Open. That's what we're here for. I mean, look at the background. Awesome. A lot of people here.
It doesn't get more beautiful.
Pat, one question. How many people does the U.S. Open draw at Huntington Beach?
I want to say it's a couple 100,000.
Wow.
Yeah. I want to say that's off the top of my head.
A couple 100,000. And what kind of revenue does this?
I mean, that's direct. Of course, the tourism and stuff, it's kind of hard to calculate. But the hotels and the beach, I was out there the other day, and I think it was the first day, and I was blown away how many people were out there. And it's such a good vibe on the beach, such good attitudes. And there were some little waves, so it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
These surfers are incredible.
And where do people come from?
All over.
All over the world.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they travel from near and far, and
a lot of Hawaiians this year. A lot of Hawaiians.
Oh, there are. Wow.
I actually saw Brazilians too, and it always trips me out.
Yeah.
How far and wide they come.
So we got a lot of sponsors. The city's involved. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Well, the sponsors, there's a wide variety of sponsors, and they do such a good job. The WSL.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. I wish the city was more involved in a sense, but I'm always impressed. And the sponsors step up, and I hope they get their money's worth, because I love walking through the village.
Yeah.
And it's incredible.
Well, last year at the air show, got fogged in. This year at the U.S. Open, there's no waves. It's like the next few years better be badass.
But I was told that it was supposed to be picking up.
Yeah, tonight. Yeah, today and tonight. Yeah,
originally
today and tonight. It's supposed supposed to see some action and some.
Originally, I heard Wednesday, and so
we've already been joking about Don brought the wave with him. So
we got a big wave right here. So
yeah.
Every contestant can try at least one.
I've ridden that a couple times.
We got Casey McKeon, we got Ricky Blake, and of course Don Ramsey and I are hosting all these guests that are sitting down. And
Love it.
Why don't you start it off, Casey? This is Huntington Beach, one of the best events in Huntington Beach each year. Everybody looks forward to it.
Yeah, man, it's Surf City, baby. So the Walk of Fame, and it's always an amazing event. Just honoring all those Hall of Famers, Walk of Famers in the industry, in the surfing industry, right? And I like all the different categories from local legends to Woman of the Year. I actually grew up with Ryan Turner and the Turner family.
Yeah.
In grade school, we didn't really hang out much, but I knew of him and knew he was like a little Grom surfer ripping it up, and then. The Sugar Shack is an institution, their family restaurant on Main Street. So, yeah, it's
been there for a long time.
Yeah, so it's an amazing day.
Yeah. So, Ricky, one of the things you guys, what makes this event so amazing is it's not just one event. You've got all kinds of stuff happening on the beach, on the south side of the pier, the motocross. You got the surfing Walk of Fame, Surfing Hall of Fame, the inductees being inducted, and, of course, you got the U.S. Open.
Yeah. There's so many things going on, and then there's a whole nother big party going on by Inherent Bummer at the Huntington Beach Surfing Museum. That will be tonight and tomorrow. Huge 2-story mansion that they built in our parking lot.
Yeah.
They'll be showing movies and making shirts and stuff. Yeah, cool. And so much is going on, and all of the locals really are coming out for this one more than ever because, like you were saying, we got Greg Wade being inducted, who's a local hero and has been in this community forever.
From Huntington, yeah.
Yeah, and then you got the Turner family all here.
Yep.
And so it's a combination of really bringing out all of the the grassroots of the whole community. It's just so beautiful seeing all the old faces and everybody just coming together for this.
Yeah. I mean, this is what this event really does, is it brings so many people together, from all over the world. So surfers that competing against each other at different contests. This is like the stomping ground. This is like, hey, are you going to make it? Are you going to make it? Are you going to be there? Yeah, that's the whole surprise.
Right, Don? Come on, Don.
So I went to my first contest here in 1964.
Oh, shit.
And I'll tell you a quick story. So Duke Hanamoko used to be at all the contests. I think he died in like 68. But for like 3 years, I got to see him on the Huntington Beach Pier.
What a treat.
And I was a kid, and my buddy, we're walking on the pier, and he says to me, hey, you know who that is? And I go, no, who? And he goes, that's Duke Hanamoko. And I say, who's that? And then... And back then, Duke Hanamoko used to watch the surf contest, and no one would be around him. It wasn't like it was a big deal. So it's Duke Hanamoko, so, it's kind of like that.
He was just a surfer, like the rest. Yeah,
but he was always dressed really nice and all that because he gave out the winning trophies. Back then it was called the Western...
U.S. Championship.
Yeah. But it was the Western Surf Association, but anyway,
was it the WSA? Western Surf
Association. It was a West Coast Surf Championships for a few years, and then it was the U.S. Championship.
Way, they would give the trophies out at Safari Sam's.
Down
on Sunset Beach, and they would have a big party right there, and that's where they would give all the trophies out to the winners.
Yeah, Sam's Seafood. Sam's Seafood had the perpetual trophy every year, and then Duke. The owner of Sam's used to put up Duke. Duke used to live at his house.
Really?
They would pick him up from the airport, bring him here, and they'd live at Sam's Seafood. Sam's Seafood's still sitting there empty, but that's where Duke would actually be hanging out. It's kind of a really historic place. We need the city council to make that a historic landmark, and then
Try, man. I heard someone took the old sign. The old swordfish sign.
Yeah, the swordfish sign is...
They stole it?
Yeah.
No,
they stole it.
They didn't steal it. They bought it.
Oh, they did?
I put a bid on it, just so you know. And
you did?
I bid it $5,500. I was willing to go get it. They ended up buying it for like $9,500.
Holy shit! Wow.
Yeah, I had a tree service with a large crane. They were going to come and take it out and all that. I was going to store it at the tire yard. I had it all planned. And of course,
you want to hear a little cool history that fish sign used to be on the pier.
Really?
It was on the pier for many years, and then when they redid the pier. This was in the late 50s. And then they bought it and put it at Sam's Seafood.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, a little. I think that's what we're going to hear a lot of is the history of HB with our guest today. We're going to hear so much about, all the things that's going on in HB. Casey, come on, throw something out at us, man. The city's involved here.
Well, before we do that, Don's talking about legends. Kelly's name was brought up a couple times today, and then I look over to the right, and there he is, the GOAT.
Yeah, where is he?
Kelly Slater with that. And I'm like, I told Gracie, I'm like, we got to get a photo of them. She's like, who is he? I'm like,
Gracie,
that's Kelly Slater. And she's like, so she ran over and got the photo. That was epic. But no, it's cool stuff like that, right? It's like this. I always say this is Surf City. This is the epicenter. So it's amazing that the legends like Kelly Slater come back and he's just chilling in the crowd and wants to support and
checking it all out.
Some good stories about him, right? Helping out with the math questions and in Barbados. So
unreal.
It's just fun, man. There's just so many legends here that I'm just glad they feel comfortable to come here and just mingle with the crowd and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, Kelly's gone farther than just being 11-time world champion.
Right.
He's now he's gotten into so much big business stuff and. It's like, and I'm actually amazed that they're not holding more surfing contests at, his wave pool.
Seriously.
We think about needing waves. Like today, there's no waves. You need a few waves. Now they got automatic pools. Maybe that's what we should do, Case. We need to start talking about building a wave pool out here.
That has been discussed.
Right by the tire yard. That whole spot right there.
Let's put it at Don's place.
Yeah, Don goes down.
Don, should we put it at your place?
Right across the street from Mandic Motors is the perfect spot.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is that lot. Yeah.
I actually have heard that was discussed at one point, and so I'm trying to find out what happened because how amazing would that be?
Oh, shit.
That's the old chemical dump, right? So let's put it right there.
Yeah. Your turn to introduce our next guest. I've been introducing them all.
Steve Van Doren. He really needs no introduction. I mean, people know who he is. He's a total legend.
Yeah.
Nice to be here today.
Yeah.
Great weather, a little bit overcast here, not too sunny yet.
Yeah, I wear the sunglasses because this actually is worse than a sunny day, so I put the shades on so I can at least see my guests going on.
Ah, there you go.
So, Steve, what does this mean to you guys?
No, this is fantastic. Again, my dad started Vans in 1966, and we lived in Costa Mesa. And going back to 1964, my dad was right here at the same pier. He worked for another shoe company from Boston for 20 years, and that's where he met Duke Iwanamoto.
Oh, yeah.
Right
we
here
were just
at
talking
the pier.
about,
Right here at the pier.
Yeah.
And Fred Hemming, Corky Carroll, Butch Van Arsdale, and Paul Straw were there that day. They're all wearing blue Hawaiian shirts. And my dad says, hey, Duke, I can make a pair of shoes out of your shirt. And I didn't find out till 20 years ago from Fred Hemming. He says, yeah, Steve, that was the story, except the Duke looked at me and he goes, Fred, take your shirt off, give it to Paul so he can make my shoes.
Unreal
And so my dad made a pair of Hawaiian shoes out of that shirt. And if you ever go into any Duke's restaurants around the world, you look at the picture and they're all wearing Hawaiian shirts and Hawaiian shoes that matched.
Oh, wow. He did those.
Right after that, my dad came up with the idea and started Vans shoes.
This really brings up a great question.
That's a great story.
Thinking way back then, Steve, did you guys know or did you have any dream or thought that everybody in the friggin' world be wearing Vans shoes?
No way. That's why when I walk anywhere in the world, I see feet. And I think of my dad. And I says, you know what? I'm glad when he moved from Boston to California, they didn't stop in the Midwest or something, and that was where we ended up.
Wow.
But I was just out in Long Beach over the weekend. We brought back the Vans Warped Tour.
Yeah.
And 85,000 people were there Saturday,
right.
85,000 Sunday.
Yeah, Dave Duncan sent me some pictures.
That was incredible.
Insane.
Yes,
insane.
It was great to see because we had stopped in 2019 and dropped the mic after 25 years. And all of a sudden we had an opportunity to bring it back this year. And 3 stops, we did 45,000 people in Washington, D.C., 85,000 in Long Beach.
Wow.
Each day.
Yes.
And we've got 79,000 tickets are sold in Orlando for November. Each day, 79.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unreal.
But being back on the pier here because we were, honored to be able to sponsor the U.S. Open here for about 8 or 9 years in a row.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is not the first time you sponsored the U.S. Open. It's been going on for quite a few years. You've been carrying the weight on your shoulders big time.
We had a tent there before we started that, something like 12 years ago or so, and had a great time when we were doing it. And the marketing people just decided that we're going to spend the money in other places, and I miss it a lot. I walk out here and I says, I love that 10 days of people coming to Huntington Beach from all over the world and watching the surfing, but they got to see skateboarding and BMX.
Yeah.
And they got to, engage with all kinds of different sponsors and stuff. But Huntington Beach is a special place. I grew up the street. And back in I graduated from Estancia High School in 1973. I wasn't old enough. All my friends had fake IDs. They could go to the Golden Bear and see the band Honk.
Yeah.
And I never got to see them live because I was too young.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. That's another whole episode right there. We talk about the Golden Bear, but so what's really cool is global brand.
Right.
I mean, the two mix well, and I mean, when it comes to being a sponsor, and this is what a lot of people don't realize, what goes into an event like this.
Yes.
The amount of manpower, the people involved, everything from setup to tear down and everything in between. Why don't you highlight that a little bit?
It starts a couple weeks. It used to be right after 4th of July. We would have, the people from IMG would come down, now it's WSL, and start building because we were building skate. Big, $250,000.
One year you guys had a concrete.
Oh, it did. No, every year we had it for 8 years. We had concrete.
That was insane.
We took the concrete event that we created here at the U.S. Open called the Vans Park Series, and we then went and made a concrete one in Sweden, as well as Brazil, as well as Montreal, as well as Paris, and in Salt Lake City. And that we left those facilities there. With the one here on the beach, we had to break up every year.
Yeah.
I don't understand with the Olympics coming. I'm really peeved because they have the skateboarding that's going to be out in Sepulveda Pass.
Yeah.
Where we have this beautiful beach that can handle any amount of people.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't, it's going to be 10, 15 degrees hotter in August there.
Yeah.
Why they're not doing it in Huntington Beach right here on the pier?
And the venue.
Hotels, everything else. I do
you're,
not understand why skateboarding is not in Huntington Beach.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to still fight it.
Yeah, well,
I say, come on, wake up. Wake up, Olympic Committee. It should not be out in the valley.
So we're building a prayer. We've got to pray for waves, pray for skate parks, skateboard.
Now the surfing's down San Clemente. Let's do skateboarding here.
Yeah,
At least do the skateboarding
At least, yes.
We have the infrastructure for them not to even
all
consider it.
All the companies in Action Sports are all here in the beach area.
Yeah.
Come on, not out in the valley.
Well, there you hear it. Steve just spoke, so everybody that's going to be watching this show, we're going to make sure that you hear this man's voice, and we're going to do something about that. Yeah. At least get the skateboarding down here.
That's all I really, really want. I want to highlight Huntington Beach, but I want to highlight skateboarding.
Yeah.
Where did it begin?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Jeff Ho here from Zephyr Skateboarding and Surfboards. From back in the day. So.
Oh my! How far back does Zephyr go? I mean, God, how?
It goes way back to the early '70s.
Yeah,
late '60s.
Stacy Peralta.
So I was in San Blas Nayarit surfing Marichin Bay. I've told you this story before. And a guy on a Zephyr surfboard, I had never heard of it, and the guy ripped. And I remember thinking, who is this guy? And he goes, well, and I honestly can't remember his name, but he had the Zephyr surfboard. Like I said, this is in the summer of '74. Yeah, possibly.
It was Wayne Nuuhiwa. It was Wayne Nuuhiwa and some of those guys, some early guys.
You remember that?
Oh yeah, because those guys went down to San Blas and Marichin Bay, and they used to surf Baja all the time.
Wow, unreal.
Or mainland. That's mainland.
Yeah.
That was about 400 miles south of
what's the name of it? Come on now.
Mazatlan.
Yeah, not far from Puerto Vallarta.
A little north of Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah. So, what does the U.S. Open mean to you, man? Let's get into this.
Well, this is Surf City.
Yeah.
And the U.S. Open's been going for I don't know how many years, many years.
Yeah.
Like somebody's got to help me with the heritage of it.
Well, it started in 1959.
In '59.
Yeah.
And I remember as a young kid coming down here and watching the contest and going to the parties. There used to be a venue right here at the end of the pier where Duke's is.
Oh yeah. Stay in the mic. Stay with your mic.
Okay, stay with the mic.
That was the Palladium.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Boy.
That's right.
Yeah, we used to see surf movies.
Oh yeah, you do surf movies there. The Beach Boys played there one time.
Really?
Yeah, 1963 they played there.
Wow. I was 8 years old. So I wasn't here. I was 8 years old.
I was 11, but I remember that.
Yeah, you're an old guy.
So the U.S. Open's one of the most famous contests.
Yeah. I mean, people come from all over the world to be here and enjoy this event. We were talking earlier that it isn't just a surfing event. You know, look at how many things that are happening today alone. Today's a big day because of the Hall of Fame, Walk of Fame, and the new inductees.
Yes, and it's about the culture.
Yeah.
It's about the culture, and you guys are really doing a great job down here in Huntington.
Oh, heck yeah.
Don Ramsey and this
the board
Walk
of
Fame.
The
Walk of Fame.
The board of directors and everybody.
Yeah.
Great event.
If you ever heard of Ren Spooner, and I'm sure you have if you've been to Hawaii. So this gentleman right here is the man that actually hooks up the Surfing Walk of Fame with our shirts every year.
I love it.
The design. It's always, I always get around these guys because Don's on every board, but he's on the board, and I always like, hey, what do the shirt look like? What do the shirt look like? What are they this year? What color? So it's really cool. And they were coming over to the podcast studio because they were just picking the shirts.
Oh, nice.
And they were showing me. I was going, all right, cool, man. I got to get one.
That's a good shirt. Right on. No, we're celebrating next year our 70th anniversary.
Wow.
And I've been with them 4 decades.
Wow, 40
years.
years.
Dark
40
hair.
years?
40 years, bro.
Jeez.
Yeah,
look.
it's good, and we're just happy to be a part of the Surfing Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
And dress you guys up because, you got to look good.
I mean, you think about it. It takes a lot of people to make this work. And you're one of the top of the list here making this work, making this happen.
Well,
how cool is that?
Sincerely appreciate that.
Well, the responsibility's there and the respect is definitely due. So, we're glad to have you here. So what does the U.S. Open mean to you guys?
Oh, everything. We see so many spooners here.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Just the love of Huntington Beach. It's the best. And we just like being here, hanging out. And I brought my crew from Ren Spooner. So they're just enjoying all this, soaking it up.
Yeah.
Got to see Kelly Slater, and they were pumped on that. And just everybody involved.
I think that kind of surprised everybody, but that was good.
Yeah, It did for sure.
There, somebody just ran over to try to get him. We got to get him on the show here and make this happen. Oh, we're being interrupted here, but that's cool. So don't go anywhere. We'll get you on next.
All these guys look great.
Yeah, it's all about the apparel, and trust me, surfers, they got to look good. And it's always about the look.
This is their dress-up shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Go to church, go to a wedding.
Every time there's an event throughout the year, whatever shirt that was that year, everybody's wearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got to get one.
And you can just spot them. I always go up to people wearing a spooner.
Oh, yeah.
And just go, nice spooner.
Do you really?
I do. Because we're the #1 most collected Aloha shirt
I
in the
didn't know
world.
that. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I personally have about 20 of these shirts.
Well, I feel bad because I have, I think, 3.
Oh,
yeah.
get you dialed in.
We're gonna have to get me dialed in here.
But no, it's Aloha spirit. It's in my DNA. I've, like I said, been with the company 40 years.
40 years.
Yeah.
And
When did you start joining up with the Surfing Walk of Fame?
Probably about 4 years ago.
When-
John reached out to me, 4 or 5.
When I first met you, remember we had lunch at Duke's that day,
Right.
and we sat at the table, and I told you everything I do and everything.
Yeah, exactly. And I still want a vintage VW bus. But
Oh yeah. You see the buses on the street?
I do.
Oh
I
yeah.
saw them, and I got to
here's-
go over and stand by them and just.
Yeah, here's what happens.
Drool.
My wife is here, and we kept coming to the Cowabunga Van Clam with all the buses on the pier, and she every year would hound me, Mel, get me a bus. I want a bus. We kept looking. Don kept her encouraged because it was hard to find.
Yeah.
And yeah, once you get around them, and especially when you sit in one and stuff, it's all of a sudden like, and yet we grew up with them.
Yeah,
Like
I had
all-
a 71.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Camping, surfing.
We all had
I
one.
loved it.
And we
We
should-
eat donuts in there.
Yeah, we
whatever.
should have never sold it.
I know.
Yeah, should have never sold it.
Yeah.
Should have just kept it, and look at the.
Number one conversation we have when I do those events is, I had a bus and I should have
Oh, yeah.
never sold it.
And hey, I had one of these, and then you hear the whole story. And
yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? Really?
Yeah.
Don Kennedy.
Don Kennedy,
Happy to be
the
here.
Don
I
Kennedy.
mean, just look at Don. He's the epitome of a good-looking surfer. Look at that.
Right out of HB, baby. Loped out.
He is. Just look at him. He goes, yeah, that's a surfer. So, we're just talking about the U.S. Open, Don, and how much more is involved in just the surfing contest. So why don't you hit us with that? I mean, look at the inductees, the motocross on the beach, and
thanks, Mel. Thanks for having me, Mel and Don. I see your podcast. I'm honored to be on it. There is a lot of work that goes into having an event. You don't just show up and have a world-class event.
No.
As Don Ramsey knows, who's been participating in many of the city events, there's a year's worth of planning that go into the Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you got the guests. You got to tally the votes. You've got to get the votes out. You've got to get the permits. To coincide that with the U.S. Open, arrange the security, the talent. It is highly coordinated. And when you see it, it's done so effortlessly that it goes off without a hitch. And you're like, well, that was easy.
Oh, yeah.
But what the city does to accommodate a world-class event here and on an annual event that Don's near and dear with the Walk of Fame, it's incredible. I'm honored to be part of it.
You just said something a few minutes ago about the votes. And a lot of people don't know that, these inductees, somebody has to
get the votes out.
What is it called?
The ballots.
No. They have to be invited. What's the word I'm looking for? Nominated. They got to be nominated to get it. Yeah. Somebody
PT
nominated.
and Sarah Long sent out about 150 ballots literally all over the world to people who have already been inducted or are possibly going to get
and they vote.
inducted. And then they vote for 5 of the categories. And then as a board of directors, we vote in the local hero. And that's how guys like Greg Wade this year, they get inducted into the Surfing Walk of Fame.
Well, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to highlight that because you were saying votes, and people are like, "What do you mean? It's not an election. It's just it's a process."
It's a process. It's not luck of the draw. You're voted in by your peers, so it makes the honor even that much bigger. It's truly an honor, and I've seen Don Ramsey be part of it for a long, long time. This guy is the OG when it comes to the name Don. I mean, I'm only a secondary OG.
Yeah. So back to the U.S. Open. Like I said, this is quite the venue. And when you think about, we just had Kelly Slater, David Nuuhiwa. I mean, you think about the who's who in surfing, and every year we get the privilege of seeing all these guys and meeting them all and getting photos with them. And I try to tell everybody who's watching these episodes, whenever we have an event in Huntington Beach, get down here because maybe you're going to meet one of your heroes. Or growing up as a kid, we're looking at surfer magazines, and a lot of those guys that are in those pages that we used to look at are still there. And they can get a photo with them and stuff. And I'm amazed at how many of these guys sitting there. Some of them are still surfing, some of them aren't, but they're still here, and we're waking up every day and hoping they're still here every day with us.
That rings true for me. A couple years ago, Shane Horan was inducted.
Shane Horan
from Australia.
Yeah.
And as a kid, he rode McCoys, and I had a McCoy, super thick tail. It's a Shane Horan model. They called it the Laser Zap, and I was joking with Bud Lom the other day. He goes, "You still got the Zap?"
Yeah.
I don't have it, but when he got inducted, it was my opportunity to come up and tell him how much I appreciated his surfing and the board designs that I had ridden for years. And to your point, there he was, walked up. He was super gracious, took some photos with him.
Wow.
It was awesome. It's really living proof of what you said. You can meet these people. There they are. And, surfers are always the coolest. And today with Al Merrick, I told Mr. Merrick, I said, my garage is full of Channel Island boards.
Oh,
All my kids ride the Channel Island boards. It's always the best of the best, those boards, and it's amazing to meet him. Super humble guy.
Oh, yeah. So, Don, you grew up here in Huntington Beach.
Yes, sir.
And your kids, your wife, let's talk a little bit about your family.
So I arrived here in 1962. The city was 25,000 people, a lot of farmland, a lot of farmland.
It was all districts, and in between the districts was farmland.
You're right. It was incredible. It was a great childhood. Then went through the local schools. Dwyer, back in the day, I'm from the Bud Lamas era, the Pat Downey era, so we dominated in surfing. They were miles ahead of me. I'm not even saying I was at that level at all. But that was my era. Then through Huntington Beach High School. Back in the day, we didn't have a standout football, baseball, or volleyball team like we do now in water polo. But our gym was full of surf championship banners. So there's always been that heritage. And then I've just never left the city. Love it. Raised my kids here. They've all gone through the same schools I did. So it was kind of fun when we used to go back to open house. I'd walk the halls, and my wife would get sick of hearing me say, "Oh, I
that was my locker."
Yeah, exactly.
That was my locker.
Yeah, so
I don't need to hear that's your locker.
Yeah, so I'm an Oiler class of '79. Our oldest is a class of 2017, and our twins are class of 2021. So I think Huntington Beach High School is the greatest high school in the world. It's the most beautiful, and so I'm proud to be part of the Oiler alumni.
I told every time we drive down Adams and Pine, every time we go by, she closes her ears. What's wrong? I don't want to hear. That's the house you moved in 1980. Like,
yeah, it's kind of fun, right?
I go, that's the house I lived in 1980. Can you believe that? You know, it's like, yeah. So one of the cool things is your family, your wife.
Yep.
I forgot what I was going to say. I got old. I drew a blank.
Well, let me tell you one cool thing about today. July 31st, 1993 was the first day my wife and we went on our first date.
And your wife's name is?
Sherry.
Yeah.
And now we were married within the next year, and now we've got coming up on 31 years of marriage and 3 beautiful kids. It was love at first sight for me. I probably had to talk her into it. But 32 years ago today, we went on our first date. It was amazing. So.
And I just remember what I was going to say. Music.
Oh.
It's really cool to see you on Facebook or Instagram, and I see you playing guitar. And when one day you're gonna, bring your guitar and jam with the Ramsey.
I'm gonna bring my guitar to his studio.
There you go, and do some jam with Don.
That's the plan.
I am a great lover of music. I have some nice instruments. I tell Don, when do my lessons start? I'm a decent buyer. I'm not a great player. I look over at Don, and he's like, "Don't worry, it's coming." I'm like, "Don, come on over." So I do love music, love the guitar, love the drums, and I've always been around bands, and I picked it up late in life, but I do love music, and I love guitars. My first love.
You got quite the collection.
I do have a few.
Yeah.
But I don't have the talent.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it looks like you're playing pretty good when I see you.
It's all right.
Strumming away, yeah.
Hey, rule number 1 for me, it's all about fun. I'm never going to make a living. If I did, our family would be starving.
Yeah, it's like, I always tell people that too. In the business world that we're in, especially you with politics, especially becoming a leader, it breeds negativity. It's tough. So here you are in a community that's you grew up in and you love, and it's just it's the business world that really drives us. And I always wanted to know, what's it like dealing, with that negative side?
Well, I have a philosophy. The one thing in life you can control is your thoughts. And I've taught that to my wife and my kids. When I was younger, on every one of my notebook pads as I was growing up, growing my leadership quotient, I'd write the letters PMA, positive mental attitude.
Oh, yeah.
So I take advantage of controlling my thoughts. You can't control a lot else. I don't let the negativity get to me because I know it's not personal. It's just an attack on the office, or it's just it's somebody that just doesn't really understand what we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Or anyway, with that said, so it's easy for me to deal with it. My focus is bringing my business background to the city that I love. My sister moved out, and my brother moved out of Huntington Beach. I stayed here. I'm never leaving.
Oh, yeah, you can't. That's it. Yeah, you can't.
So I want to do things that improve our city. Bring more revenue, improve the quality of life. It's not always about the money. It's about things you can do. Being involved with all these organizations that you guys have your fingers in. I'm now more involved in things like that, and it's fulfilling. When you put a smile on somebody's face, or you do something for somebody that benefits them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the payoff there.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Yeah.
So that's why I ran for city council. I don't aspire for any other office.
Yeah. All right, here we are. Got another great guest. We got Kelly Slater. Kelly, thanks for joining us. The U.S. Open.
I brought my key to the city. I still couldn't get a freaking parking spot. I mean, what do you got to do around here?
Yeah, now it's over.
Where's your favorite spot? I mean, you've surfed all over the world.
I'm not telling you guys.
Okay, I like that.
He's not telling us.
I mean, this guy's telling me where he goes to Mexico. I'm like, what are you telling me your spot for?
He's not going to tell us.
I like it.
Hey, I got the mic.
Yeah, David Nuuhiwa over here joining us. Yeah.
Well, Dave, we just wanted you to come here so you could just drop the mic.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing is, Kelly was a little boy with me and Herbie down in Mexico. Remember that, Kelly?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was 1990.
Yeah.
That was right when I signed with Quicksilver.
Oh, yeah.
And you and I won land down there and never took it.
I know.
Surf contest?
Well, yeah, I won Herbie's contest.
yeah.
He won the longboard, and I won the pro thing. And we each won a lot down by Shipwrecks.
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah. And it was like, I mean, the lot was really only worth like $2,500, right, back then, right?
Yeah.
And they said in order to have it, you had to go to the Chamber of Commerce or whatever equivalent is down there. You had to register it, and you had to go down and build a fence around your property, and then you owned it. And I'm like, well, I'm leaving tomorrow. I mean,
No, I swear to God.
Yeah.